हेलो मेरे प्यारे स्टूडेंट्स एंड अ वेरी warm welcome back. I know, exams are just around the corner and this chapter, Methods of Enquiry in Psychology, can feel a little complicated. But please don't you worry, your tutor G is here. Together, we are going to make this chapter so simple and really interesting.
So, for the next few minutes, let's put on our psychologist's hats. Our mission, should we choose to accept it, is to completely master this chapter so you can walk into that exam hall feeling confident and score full marks. Are you ready? Let's begin. Okay, here is our game plan for today. First, we'll figure out what a psychologist's main mission even is. Then, we'll look at their secret 4-step plan for research. After that, we'll check out their awesome toolkit of super methods, cover the golden rules they absolutely must follow, and finish with a quick exam power-up. Trust me, it's a foolproof plan to ace this chapter. First things first, a psychologist's mission. Before starting any research, a psychologist has to be crystal clear about their goal. So what is it they're trying to do? What's the main objective? Well, any psychological inquiry has 4 main goals. Let's break them down. Imagine a researcher is watching a student prepare for exams. Goal number 1 is description, just saying what you see. Okay, this student revises their notes every single day. Goal 2 is prediction, taking a guess at what's going to happen. I predict this student will probably get very good marks. Goal 3 is explanation, figuring out why. The student gets good marks because they revise daily. And finally, goal 4 is control, thinking about how we can change things. If we could help other students revise daily, we can help improve their marks too. See? Describe, predict, explain, and control. Just remember DPEC. Simple. Great. So we know the goals, but how do psychologists actually go about achieving them? Well, they follow a very systematic 4-step plan. Think of it like a secret formula, kind of like the ones you use in your maths class. The whole research process is actually a simple cycle. Step 1, you start with a problem or a question you're curious about. Step 2, you go out and collect information. We call this data. Step 3, you analyze all that data to find some answers and draw conclusions. And step 4, you review your conclusions, which often leads to brand new questions, and the cycle starts all over again. It's all about continuous learning. Now, that very first step of the plan involves a really important word. A word that I can almost guarantee you will find in your exam paper. So, my dear students, what exactly is a hypothesis? Now, don't worry about this big, complicated word, beta. A hypothesis is simply an educated guess. That's it. It's a statement you make that you then have to test. For example, let's say you've observed a few things, and you guess, students who watch more TV will show more aggression. That's it. That's your hypothesis. Your whole research project will now be about finding out if this guess is true or false. Fantastic. Now we get to the really fun part. Section 3, choosing your super tool. You see, just like a superhero has all sorts of cool gadgets for different situations, a good psychologist has a toolkit full of different research methods for different kinds of problems. Let's check out the most important ones. Our first super tool is the experiment. Now, this is the best tool for finding a direct cause and effect relationship. So in an experiment, we have 2 key things. The amount of TV watched, that's our independent variable. Think of it as the cause, the thing the researcher changes and controls. And the level of aggression, that's our dependent variable. That's the effect, the thing you measure to see if the change had any impact. Next up, we have correlational research. Now, this method doesn't prove cause and effect, but it tells us if 2 things are related. First, we have positive correlation. This is super easy. It's when 2 things increase together. Here's a perfect example for you all. The more time you spend studying, the higher your marks will go. See? Both go up. Then, of course, we have negative correlation. And this is just the opposite. When one thing goes up, the other thing goes down. And you know this one very, very well. The more time you spend scrolling through Instagram Reels, the less time you have for your revision. One goes up, the other goes down.
And finally, there's zero correlation. This is when there's no relationship at all, no connection bhai. For example, is there any relationship between your shoe size and your exam marks? Of course not. That's a zero correlation. They are completely unrelated.
Tool number 3 is the survey. This is basically just a way of asking a whole bunch of people some questions to understand their opinions. For example, a survey asked people in India what makes them happy. And if you look at the results, you can see peace of mind is right at the top with 52%, and health is a close second at 50%. Surveys like these are fantastic because they give us a quick snapshot of what large groups of people are thinking and feeling. All right, our fourth tool is the psychological test. But for any test to be considered a good test, it must have two very important qualities. Please remember these words: reliability and validity. Reliability means consistency. A reliable test will give you the same result over and over again. It's like how we know Virat Kohli is a reliable batsman, because he scores runs consistently. And validity means accuracy. The test has to measure what it's supposed to measure. A maths test must test your math skills, not your English skills, right? So a good test is both consistent and accurate. We are almost there, my champions. Let's get to our final section before the big power-up. Section 4, the golden rules of research. You see, understanding the human mind is a really big power. And, as we all know, with great power comes great responsibility. So every psychologist must follow some very important ethical rules. This simple rulebook covers the most important things. First, voluntary participation. Anyone who takes part in a study must choose to do it freely. No force, no pressure. Second, informed consent. You have to explain the study clearly to them before they agree to participate. Third, debriefing. After the study is all done, you have to explain everything again and answer any questions they have. And fourth, this one is very, very important. Confidentiality. You must keep all their information secret and absolutely safe.
All right, mission accomplished. It is time for the final level. Section 5, the final exam power-up. Let's do a super fast flashcard-style revision just to lock these important ideas into your brain. Ready? Let's go!
First one up, hypothesis. What is it in simple words? It's your educated guess. Perfect. This is the starting point that guides all your research. Next up, the independent variable. This is the cause that you manipulate. Yes, it's the one the researcher changes to see what happens. And what about the dependent variable? That is the effect that you measure. Exactly. This is the result you're looking for. Okay, what about reliability? The key word is consistency. You got it. You need your test to give the same result every single time. And finally, validity. The key idea here is accuracy. The test has to actually measure what it says it's measuring. Brilliant. And there you have it. In just a few minutes, you have become a pro on the methods of inquiry in psychology. I am so proud of all of you. So, my dear student psychologist, just think about it for a second. Now that you have these tools, what's a big question about the human mind that you would want to answer? Always stay curious. All the very best for your exams. You are all going to do wonderfully. Until next time, keep learning.